Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Build. We are going to be building the Hall of Edoras, known as, I believe it's Meduseld. And if none of those words are familiar, or more likely if they are familiar and I completely butchered the pronunciation, basically that's the Great Hall from Rohan in Lord of the Rings, the Great Hall from the capital city of Rohan. Now, a couple things to just kind of get out of the way real quick. I am using shaders. These are Conquest of the Sun shaders. I'm also using the Conquest mod, Conquest Reforged, for Minecraft 1.9.4 and Optifine. I'll link all of that stuff in the description below if you want to check it out. But essentially, I wanted to play around with the Conquest mod a little bit, and I thought that this would be a really... I think this project is very suited to Conquest. So, we're going to give it a try. I have started here in a Void World with just a really big block of stone. I don't think we're going to use this much space, and I haven't actually planned it out because this is a Let's Build. The idea is that we build it together. This is not a tutorial, so just kind of bear that in mind. But I think that's probably enough talking for the time being. I think we should probably get into building, and I can expand or subtract from this giant block of stone that we're sitting on, and I will. But for now, I think this is probably enough to kind of get started with. So, let's see. If we take some birch, let's just see what does birch look like here. Actually looks pretty good, to be completely honest. Like, that's not terrible. I think we can work with that. So let's leave a block of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be good, right? Yes, good. And we'll just kind of build those up maybe 6. Let's go 7 tall to kind of begin with. And I just want to kind of lay out the front facade first, because that's going to give us kind of a better idea of how the rest of this is going to look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here. And that should be, yes, good. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there we go. And we'll just bring all of those up like so. And that will kind of form our front facade. So this is a relatively large area, obviously, which is good. That's what we want. Now, we've got that kind of figured out, and then we need to kind of go, I'm thinking another 7 back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here. And then over here as well, right? No, right here. There we go. And this will form kind of that area. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. This will basically form the area around the little front, and then the doorway will end up going right about here-ish, give or take. Okay? So, we've got that kind of laid out. Now, there's a couple... actually, I might need to kick this out a little bit, because there's 2 really big posts that kind of rise up in the front. If you look, I've got a bunch of reference images, and I'm primarily basing this on the Lord of the Rings adaptation. White stucco? How would that look? That actually might be perfect for this. So we'll kind of bring those up a ways, just to kind of get a feel of how this will look and feel. Now, in the movies, I believe these pillars are not white stucco. They're actually made of big, giant logs. But I think this will work. And they are kind of whitish in color, which is why we're using the birch and then this white stucco. So let's just kind of build this up a ways, just to kind of get an idea of the feel Yeah, that does feel about right. There we go. And one side might be a little bit taller than the other, or actually, it kind of looks like they lined up just about right. Either way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this guy will have to go here. Okay. And we'll have another one of those there. And then here. And this will be kind of our front area. Now, as far as the arches, let's see. I mean, there's quartz. I think quartz is probably going to be too bright. Maybe? And actually, there's another problem too, because quartz is ultimately, these pillars are going to split in different directions, right? So if we're going to do that, we need this to kind of come up here and then over. But it's, no, it kind of has to do it on the side, doesn't it? Okay. So we'll do something like this. And actually, I think we'll go like, oh, that's white stucco. I want the quartz blocks. There we go. We'll go kind of up and over like so. And then it'll kind of round here. And then right here, we'll have like a little arch. So we'll get kind of a shape like this, which isn't perfect, but I think it'll work. Or the other option would be we could do something like that. I think that feels a bit closer to what I'm going for. I think we'll go with that. Okay. So let's kind of get this going up as well. Actually, no, we went up with a quartz block and then over. And then here, I want to say this is where we switch to the slab. Whoa, wait a minute. These are not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, man, that's okay. At least we caught it now. At least we caught it now. That's part of the reason I wanted to do this part first. Because that would have been very unfortunate. And that means this one is off as well. Actually, you know what? Also, I am using World Edit for this. I'll just move it one block that way. There we go. And then we will go move one block that way as well. Because as I said, this is not a tutorial. It is not meant to be. It's a let's build something together. So I don't feel guilty about doing that. Okay. Now, we'll do this. Oh, there's the white. Let's just get the white stucco out of our inventory for the minute. Here we go. And then we'll go over, and then this should match up properly, right? Yes, much better. Okay, excellent. So, here, up, over, there, here, here, and a slab. And that gives us that kind of rounded front shape, which I think looks beautiful and gorgeous. Okay. Now this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How did you not end up as 7? I'm not even sure what exactly happened there, but whatever. Let's get this little arch in place as well. Here. No, wait. Here. Here. If I can place blocks, please. Thank you. There we go. Like so. Up. Over. Uh-huh. And there we go. We've got our arch on the side there, too. Because this whole thing is ultimately going to have like a backdrop behind it, which will make this look a lot better. And we're building on a pretty large scale here, so there's going to be a lot of ways to work in detail and stuff like that. We will have that ability, which is going to be really nice, because basically the larger of a scale you build in, the more detail you can work in. And we're going to take full advantage of that here. So we've got something going kind of like this. Now, if we look at our reference images, right about here or so, there's like a brazier, which is like one of those flaming bowls, kind of, I guess you would call it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I think it was here. Those should kind of match up, right? Yes, good. And then right about here, well, no, actually the braziers are kind of on the outside of the big, huge pillars, aren't they? So let's actually put that like right about here. I think that looks a bit better. Was I 1 outside or 2 outside? I was 1 outside. Okay. And is this lined up? It appears to be. So we'll have our braziers kind of over there. And actually they stick out a bit more. So let's put them a couple blocks this way. We're just kind of planning these out. This quartz is not going to be the braziers, but I need to kind of get the shape right before I do anything else. So I'm thinking like right about here. Let's just do this. Where is this? 1, 2. Yeah. So 1, 2, and then here. And to here. Let's just set air. There we go. And that will kind of mark out where our staircase is going to go. And I think that makes sense, like distance-wise. And then we'll kind of ultimately just do the same thing. Oh, just kidding. Undo. You to here. Set air. You to here. And we're just basically making like a little stairway that kind of goes down 1 level at a time. Because if you remember in the movies, there's definitely kind of a grand stairway that leads up to Edoras, to the hall. And then here to here. There we go. So that's kind of our staircase shape. And then I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to push that back 2 blocks just so it's inset a little bit. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll go here to here, and I'm going to change this to stone brick. Like that, I think. So we're basically going to outline our walls here in stone brick, right? And we'll have that whole kind of an outline. I'm not super interested in doing all of these wall details and things like that right now, but just for the time being, I'll kind of get that in place. And then here to, we'll just bring it out to about here. We're going to put cobblestone in the middle there. So we're basically going to have walls that have kind of a stone brick border, right? And then they'll be outlined in cobblestone. And I think that will look pretty good. Like that. And then up to here. And I think that will also be in keeping with the way that the walls are supposed to look. And since we have all sorts of space to work with, we can pretty easily recess that just a little bit for a little bit of extra detail, and I think that will look even better. So let's go to about here, just kind of push it back, and for now, would help if I use the command, hey? There we go. And for now, we'll just do that. This is not even, it's not lined up. It's just more about creating the general feel right now than it is about getting things exactly right. Because I'm trying to envision this in my mind. This is more the planning process than it is anything else. So that's all good. Now, if we look at this top part, we're going to need some more quartz, since that's what we're using for our arches, and we'll bring that across up here, like so. And like so, to line up with that. And then same deal right there. And that should be good. Now, I need to find myself a nice, kind of intricate, ornate-looking block. Yellow coral. Thatch, no. We'll probably use thatch for the roof. Block of gold might work if it's a connected texture. Oh, it totally is. Look at that. Although it only stacks... It only stacks one level. But... let's try this out. Let's see what we think. If we go here to here... this is what? 41? So we do that. Let's just put it back here and see what we think of this. It's kind of hard to translate some of these things into Minecraft. Oh, and then of course, oh, come on now. Then of course these need to go away. We still want to have our arches. Let's just kind of break those up a little bit. There we go. And let's just see what we think of that. There we go. You need to go right here. There we go. That's okay. Not great, though. Not great. So let's just delete that. There we go. And let's try maybe birchwood planks would look good there. Let's just do a little section of it here together. Like that. And we need to get it and cover up these bits here as well. And let's just see what that looks like over here. I think that's closer. It's closer, but it's still not awesome. What other materials do we have to work with? We could do... what does this icy stone look like? What do we think of that? It's not bad. I still don't think it's perfect, though. Let's delete all of this. There we go. We need to figure out a material to use here. I don't think gold's the best answer. I wish there was like a decorated wood. That would be perfect. Like a wood that had like designs and stuff on it. That would be absolutely gorgeous. Piles of bones, taiga forest, pile of skeletons. There's so many blocks added in here. Oh, actually, we've got all these frame blocks. A dark Tudor frame. No, that's not quite right either. Nether brick wall. Let me look through some materials here and see what I can come up with, and I'll be back with you in just a sec. Alright guys, I am back, and I think after a lot of trial and error, I think I'm just gonna go with plain old oak. It's simple, it gets the job done, and, you know, it'll do. It's fine. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I was kind of hoping to find something a little bit more intricate, but it's all right. This'll work. This'll do the job. So let's finish filling this portion in here. Is that right? Yes. Yeah, that was supposed to come down here. There we go. And we're basically just going to cover up that back part where these arches are. And that looks good. Now, these need to come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a bit higher. Up to about there for now. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that looks good as well. And then we're actually going to go... Let's just see what we have for stairs, because there's this really cool cobblestone, these 3D cobble stairs, which are super awesome. And I want to use those for sure. Now, let's see. Reference image-wise, it looks like they start right about here. And it looks like it's kind of an every other type deal. So let's bring a row of cobblestone across like so. We may, hopefully not, but we may end up having, it looks like there's 4 of these per arch, which is about right. Do we have enough space-wise to do every 2? Exactly, we do. Yeah, that looks much better. I definitely prefer that. Okay, so we'll do that, and actually I think this needs to come up a little bit, and then the cobble needs to come up here. And we'll just bring that across like so. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now, there's a bunch of... This right here should basically be oak. And we need to start kind of framing out the roof a little bit. So let's grab some more cobblestone. Is there stairs? Here we go. We want stone stairs, and they basically start like right here. And they come up at roughly a 45-degree angle. So we'll just do a nice 45-degree angle right here until it reaches a point. All right, so that is all good. And then we need to fill in these oak planks behind it, I think. And actually, we probably need to fill all those in going down as well. Now that I think about it, probably should have oak planks that go all the way to there. There we go. And that way from the front, we have something that looks kind of like this, and I think that's about right. So let's get all of this put in place. All right, so that's looking good. And then last but not least, there's like a little, I guess we'd call it like a design that goes right about there. And it's roughly a circle. And then it kind of comes out like this as well. Except that is... That's close, but not quite. That's too big. Let's see if we can maybe do a better job with that. So if we do instead, like a circle like this, which isn't really a circle, it's a square, but size-wise, it's a bit better. Let's just raise this all up by 1 block. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. And then we need something that goes back there. Probably like a chiseled quartz. What does chiseled quartz look like here? looks pretty good, I think. Can't say I'm a huge fan of the lines, the horizontal lines that go across, but it's not a bad look. And there are some depictions of horses and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. I think this does actually look better if it's not recessed, though. So I don't think we're going to recess it. I think we'll leave it back like that. And chiseled quartz, I think, is probably going to be our best option for now. I might come across something later where I think, oh, that's perfect, and I do that instead. But for now, that looks good. Now, these pillars go up to right about this level right here. So we're going to bring them up, yeah, to right about there. That looks good. Like so. And I'm not sure exactly how high that was. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 maybe? Was that 9? No, it was 8. There we go. Oh, come on. Get back up. There we go. And then there's like a little design type deal thing on them. I don't really know what else to call it. Let's see. We'll need some quartz stairs and some blocks of quartz, I think. And we can try and kind of replicate that a little bit by doing something. Quartz slabs as well. Give me those two. Something like this, I think. Right? Because you had like these little kind of eagle-shaped things on them. And these two I just made into quartz. Okay. So we'll do that. And then we'll replicate that little bit that comes out here as well. So that gets us that shape. Good. And then there's this guy. And this thing has a pretty significant design to it, like right here. So it basically kind of crosses and comes out like that. And then I need cobble. Let's grab cobble slabs, put that here. Kind of does this, and then out again to give us kind of this crossed pattern type deal like that, which I think looks good, and I think this actually is coming together relatively well. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's definitely progress. It's a step in the right direction, and guys, unfortunately, I am out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.